Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці.
Dear Ukrainians, I wish you health. The fifth day of this week has ended. In some ways, a very hard week, but a very meaningful one for sure. I want to emphasize few things after the results of this week. We held another meeting of the staff of the Supreme Commander-in-Chief on February 10th. It was a busy meeting. The situation on the front line was examined in detail, in particular in the Donetsk region, Bakhmut and other hotspots, tough areas. We reviewed the situation with the supply of weapons, the general situation with the defense of the state at the staff meeting. We are already preparing for new Ramstein. In particular, we talked about new defense options that we should open for Ukraine together with our partners. The second important thing this week is our diplomatic marathon. London, Paris, Brussels. Everywhere these days I spoke about how to strengthen our troops. There are very important agreements and we have received good signals. This applies both to long-range missiles and tanks and to the next level of our cooperation, combat aircraft, but we still need to work on this. I was very pleased to hear and see that our boys in the United Kingdom are rapidly learning to drive the Challengers. I was very happy to see how eager the British were for us to win. All this is inspiring. I am grateful to the Prime Minister, the British Parliament, and all British people, and of course His Majesty the King. A fundamental meeting was held in France with President Macron and Chancellor Scholz. The three of us had a conversation, and it's the right conversation. It's wrong to disclose its details, but we can say we heard each other. France, Ukraine, Germany, Ukraine. Partners have heard our position, our arguments. There will be more support. And I thank Mr. President and all the French, Mr. Chancellor and all the Germans for that. Understanding that the protection of Ukraine is the protection of the interests and our partners is felt. Brussels, the meeting of the European Council and our special format negotiations after the meeting. The negotiations with EU leaders not only within the framework of the European Council, but also within the framework of ad hoc meetings that took place after the summit. In general, I met with all the leaders of the European Union. And now our joint task is to take all that we talked about and agreed upon and transform it into concrete delivery, concrete documents and concrete new lines of cooperation. The third is the European Parliament. It was not just my address as the President of Ukraine, but it was a symbolic moment, a set and valuable summary of the path we have taken in relations with the European Union, and the beginning of the new stage when Ukraine is no longer a guest or partner from outside the EU in the European Parliament, the European Council and other institutions of the European Union, when Ukraine becomes a full part of the European Union. This week I said many words of gratitude to our allies and partners, everyone who helps us, and now I want to say words of gratitude to you Ukrainians. It is always an honor for me to represent Ukraine, and I'm proud of our beautiful and strong people. You have heard and seen how Ukraine is welcomed. It's what we all did together. It's how you are welcomed. I'm proud of Ukrainian courage. I'm proud of Ukrainian resilience. I'm proud of Ukrainian effectiveness. I'm proud of all of you who fight and work for our unity, who supports the front and the state. Thanks to all of you. Of course, I want to mention our pilots, all our Air Force fighters, everyone who defends the Ukrainian sky. So far, unfortunately, we cannot shoot down all Russian missiles, but all those dozens of missiles that we shoot down every time during heavy airstrikes are hundreds of lives saved every time, and it is saved infrastructure, that which gives life to the people. I thank you, Air Force, and we will do everything to ensure that you have modern and efficient wings. Historical results for Ukraine are always closer than they might seem. Glory to our troops, glory to our beautiful people, glory to everyone in the world who is determined to fight for freedom together with us. Glory to Ukraine.